This video is going to cover division of polynomials, specifically when we divide a polynomial by a monomial, which is something with one term. So let's just dive into doing some examples. If we want to take 3x squared plus 6x and divide it by 3x, we have to divide both of those terms by 3x. Kind of like when you're multiplying, you have to distribute. The same is true with division. We have to make sure we're dividing everything by that 3x. So 3x squared divided by 3x, 3's cancel out. X squared divided by 1x is x. There's my first term. 6x to the third divided by 3x. 6 divided by 3 is 2. X to the third divided by x to the 1 is x squared. And there's my final answer, x plus 2x squared. Here's another one. 2y to the fifth minus 4y to the third plus 8y squared divided by 2y to the third. So I'm going to divide all three terms by 2y to the third. First term, 2's cancel out. Y to the fifth divided by y to the third is y squared. You can subtract the exponents. 5 minus 3 is 2. Second term, 4 divided by 2 is 2, and the y's go away. Y to the third divided by y to the third is just 1. And finally, the third term, 8 divided by 2 is 4. And now we have a y squared divided by y to the third. So you can cancel y squared out of the top, and then if you take a y squared out of the bottom, you take 2 away from 3, you're left with a y to the 1 on the bottom. And so I'm just going to leave that last term as 4 divided by y. Now, another way you can do this problem is you can just subtract the exponents. So first term becomes y squared because 5 minus 3 is 2. Second term, the y's go away because 3 minus 3 is 0. So technically you get 2y to the 0, but that y to the 0 is going to turn into a 1. And then in the last term, 8 divided by 2 is 4. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. And then again, that y to the 0 is 1. So we're left with y squared minus 2. And 4y to the negative 1 is 4 over y. So you can definitely do these problems by subtracting the exponents, or you can think about finding common factors and just canceling those out. Let's run through a couple more examples. 10x to the third minus 15x divided by 10x squared. Divide both terms by 10x squared. First term, 10's cancel out. X to the third divided by x squared, the x squared cancels. And if we take an x squared out of the x to the third, we're left with x to the 1. Second term, 15 over 10, we can reduce that. We have a common factor of 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 10 divided by 5 is 2. And then we also have a common factor of x. We can cancel the x out of the top. And if we take one x out of the bottom, we have 1 left over. So that leaves me with just a 3 on the top and 2x on the bottom. And there's my answer, x minus 3 over 2x. All right, here's my last example. 6x squared y minus 8xy to the third plus 4x to the third y squared divided by 6x squared y. So we have to divide all three terms by 6x squared y. First term, oh, well, everything cancels out. 6x squared y. If everything cancels out when you do the division, you're left with a 1. 6 divided by 6 is 1. Second term, 8 and 6 have a common factor of 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So 8 over 6 becomes 4/3. There's x's on the top and the bottom, so we canceled 1x out of the top. We take 1 out of the bottom, we have 1 left over. Y's on the top and the bottom. We cancel 1 out of the bottom. We take 1 away from the 3, and that gives me a y squared. So let's see, with the second term, we are left with 4y squared on the top and 3x on the bottom. Third term, 4 over 6, that has a common factor of 2, so we can reduce that to 2 over 3. X to the third over x squared, common factor of x squared, I cancel that out of the bottom. If I take 2 away from 3, there's 1x left on the top. Y squared over y, we can cancel y out of the top and bottom. That leaves me with 1y on the top. So for my third term, we are left with 2xy on the top and just a 3 on the bottom. All right, that was my last example. As always, please reach out if anything is unclear.